see Q bars down that way.
am centered, I am calm, I swear. We're gonna talk about the positive stuff and not the negative stuff. Ubers drive me insane. Anyway, besides that, we're gonna talk about the best night ever, the ultimate bucket list goal of stage plays finally crossed off my list. I don't know what that was, but no, I am so excited. Les Mis announced that they were coming to Brisbane, and that was my ultimate bucket list. Like, that was my, stage shows to watch before I die. Instead of 101 films to watch before you die, it's 101 stage productions to see before you die. This is one of them. This was on my list. This was like number 3 in the top 3. Like, I had to go, and I'm so glad I did. Mind you, I am going again, so I'm super excited. I loved it. Yeah, don't worry, I'm going to the first show and the last show, so I'm super excited. Okay, so besides the fact that it is a Wednesday night, and while everyone's off celebrating State of Origin, because I don't actually care, who cares about footy, seeing Les Mis was incredible. I wasn't going to miss this opportunity. And the fact that my view for the seats were like spot on, like I was side stage, but I got the perfect view. And the cast, depending which night you went, would depend which cast members on. Tonight was the first night in Brisbane, and I got the original cast. Like, that's goals right there. But I have been a fan of Les Mis through the 2012 film. When that came out with the actors being the performers, Tom Hooper's film, I got into it. So I have been a fan of the show for a little over a decade. God, from 19-year-old me talking to 30-year-old me talking about this show. There's going to be like, I need to find that video. It's going to be insane. Yeah, so I've been a fan of this since I was 19. I'm now 30. If it wasn't for the 2012 show, I probably wouldn't have got into this as much as I have now. And for me to see this perform live, especially with main of the original cast, is incredible. It started my love for it. I ended up finding a anniversary disc, which I think was the 20th or 25th anniversary on DVD. Watched that on repeat too many times. I have the thick boy of the book, which, look, if anybody follows me on my book account, you'll know that I'm working my way through my physical books, and that baby's like book 70. I'm not even kidding. The pile I've got, it's book 70. So we're going to get there by the end of the year, but it's thick. It's like just under 2,000 pages, and I'm insane, but I'm going to read it. So it started my love in 2012, and I've been following since. I love the songs. I don't have any faults with it. Regardless of what people think of the 2012 movie, I have no faults with it, which meant that I had to continue and see this live. And seeing this live at Boondall, Brisbane Entertainment Centre, in an entertainment centre, not on a small little stage, not in like a small little backyard, which I know they've done park settings before, but just seeing the arena spectacular, seeing so much, but yet so little, which is good. Look, don't get me wrong, I've been seeing stage shows since I could sit still on a chair. And each stage show I've seen has always brought their own interpretation of the adaptation they're trying to do. And this one's no different. The fact that there is so much that they could do with what little they had. The way that the lighting played with the moods, the way, oh my God, when Javert sang his death song, the way that everything just lit up, and then the battle sequences during that moment, silence, the flag kind of visualizing up on the audience, and then the way that the stage just moved, not just at the front, but also how the lighting became part of the barricades as well. I don't think I've ever seen a stage production do that. I mean, I probably have, but this is the first time that I actually noticed how much is intertwined with the set. The fact that the orchestra was also on stage and they were just behind the barricade. Enough for you not to see them, but also not enough for you to be like, they're a distraction. So you could see them, you could hear them, you knew they existed. The cast sort of interacted with them pending where the stage movement was. It was brilliant. And just hearing like the orchestra warm up, hearing the, like, I think it was the flute or maybe the trumpet, something along those lines, do a few chords. I was just like, I love hearing you guys rehearse and just making sure you're getting into the groove of your instruments while the audience is preparing for themselves. Okay, so I had Alfie Boe as Jean Valjean. He was the first person that I saw when it came to the Les Mis stage adaptation via the DVD copy that I have. And I've always loved his adaptation. I was like, ultimate goals was to see Alfie perform live. And the fact that I did, he brought me to tears. I'm not even kidding. I cried during his death song. I was like, no, I can't do this. I really cannot do this. I sat there blubbering like a baby. But I love being able to hear his range. Just the way that he could drop his voice or bring it out higher. I'm not a singer. I don't know anything about that. But just hearing the vocal range that he can do. And sure, from where I was sitting, I couldn't see his facial expressions. But there was a projector obviously up on the stage. And just watching that in certain moments, the way that it tightened on his face. Oh my God, poor baby. Just no. That hurt. That made it so much worse. Like, no wonder he keeps returning as Jean Valjean, because he's phenomenal. I believe I had Michael Ball, which again was Javert, who again I saw in the stage adaptation of the DVD that I have. Again, emotional range, vocal range. He knew how to hold those spots that hit the dagger right in the heart, where you just like, I want to hate you because you're playing a character that is so manipulative and so like, that I need to hate you, but you're doing it so well. I can't hate you. Really can't. So he's phenomenal. Okay, so I've been a fan of Matt Lucas since I was a teenager. I want to say since I was probably 12, 13 years old. Got into Little Britain by accident. Recently read his biography, which is incredible, but also kind of sad. And again, my ultimate goal was to see Matt Lucas play the Thanatos. I'm very bad at doing that name. And that was my ultimate goal. And to see him play that role, jackpot. I had so much fun. His character and Madame Thénard broke the fourth wall. They weren't afraid to be the humor that this production needs. Like, that's their whole shtick, is that they are the humor. But they also broke the fourth wall. They interacted with the audience in certain moments. They weren't afraid to just be these extra elements. They're not just characters that we can go, oh, you're funny, great, you know how to do your job. But they were like, let's immerse you in this sequence that's just gonna add that little more humor, and that makes you go, okay, I need to stop laughing, because if I don't, it's gonna hurt later. Yeah. Just please stop making me laugh. So they were brilliant. Now for the cast that I'm not overly familiar with, so this was the program. For some reason it has two, which is cool. Which one has it? Yes. Oh, okay, this is today's cast. So Shan Ako played Ebony. Oh my God, again, Ebony made me cry. That is not fair on me. I'm not even kidding, that's really not fair on me. But made me cry. She was incredible. Who is this? Marina Pryor was Madame Thénard. She, again, just like with Matt Lucas, she was phenomenal. I don't know if I've ever seen her before. She's probably on the version that I have on DVD, but I'm not entirely sure. But she was phenomenal as well. Cosette was Beatrice Penny Tour. Apologies. Yeah. Again, like, seeing her play this character that, for me, I feel like there's not a lot of her character in the storyline, and that's, like, not her fault. It's just the way that I view it. And I know the whole story is kind of needed for her because she brings Fontaine and Jean Valjean together. Like, her character's important. But I also feel like there's not a lot for her to do. But she did it fantastically. Again, that range, that, like, curiosity of being, like, childlike wonder to, like, being so protective that she only knows her world to eventually being outside this world. Like, girl's got it. But, you know, I had a blast watching every single person bring this to life. And seeing, I guess, everything that I don't think I've ever seen before on a stage play. And yes, I've seen different adaptations of Les Mis over the years. And yes, it's like ultimately the same storyline, but there's just so much more being able to see the cast perform live. I'm seeing it again on the last Brisbane show, which is on Sunday, the 1st of June. So I get to see it the first and last night, and I get a different cast on the last day as well, which is going to be amazing. But for me, there's just so much beauty in it. People around me were sniffling, like, Act 2 definitely got all of us. The shock as well, and I think this is what I love about orchestras. We don't give them enough credit, but they deserve the credit, is the vocalization of the audio played with. Now, I don't know if that's to do with the orchestra or if it's to do with, like, other elements intertwined, like the sound design, but when they did the battle sequences, just watching that play against the lightning and the way that the choreography moved with the audio as well was incredible. I mean, the whole thing is choreographed to a brilliant T. It still hits the emotional range that we need it to. It still gives you a little more element that you kind of like, I was expecting that, but also like, thank you for making it feel like I wasn't. The one thing that I do find really interesting is because I know 2 different versions of Javert's death. In the movie, he jumps off a cliff and kills himself, drowning. In the adaptation that I've seen on stage, I believe he's up high and he kind of falls back. I think it's been a while since I've seen that copy. But in this one, Javert is kind of at the front of the stage and the stage rises up behind him and then the lights turn off. And I think that's a clever way. But I was like, oh, I was kind of hoping him to fall. I mean, he probably doesn't have the space to actually fall on stage in Brisbane, but I was kind of hoping for him to fall. Like, I want my Javert. Like, Javert. But that's my only disappointment. I was listening to people on my way out, and they're like, oh, they cut this, and they cut that, and I was like, but you still got what you wanted, right? Like, you still saw what you needed to see. You paid to see this incredible production, and you're kind of mad that they cut this and that out. I mean, for what they gave us, it's spectacular. As per usual, I did buy merch, and I planned it so well that I was on budget. Only because I've started to get in the habit of Googling tour merch for shows that I'm seeing, just so I can kind of get an idea of what I do and don't want. I have uploaded photos and videos of what merch there was. Standard pricing like all concerts, which isn't too bad. So obviously this is the program. Decently thick, baby. And I'm guessing this is the version that tells you which cast is on. So I am kind of tempted to probably get another program on Sunday, but also, like, I kind of just want this part. So, I mean, yeah. This is the cast. This is just looking to information. So I got the booklet. I got the mug, because I'm a sucker for collecting Toro mugs. I don't know where that started, but it's starting. The one thing was, they were like, just so you know, you can't put it in the dishwasher. I was like, that's cool, that's normal. Like, Toro mugs are hand washing only. But Ms. rocks with that. So I think that's really cool. But yeah, I have a habit for collecting Toro merch mugs now, and it's been like a nice decade, so they're all grown. It's insane. The shirts, the shirts I was kind of umming and ahhing about, because my original plan was to always get a tourist shirt that has like the dates on the back, but I wasn't really keen on the front design with the one that's got the dates on the back. So I'm like, I'm not mad about it, but I'm just like, I could have done with it something else instead. So I got this beauty. So that's really cool. They are unisex sizes, and because I'm so good at buying unisex sizes, especially when it comes to tour merch, I got the size that actually fits, which is cool. I don't know why that's there. Okay. But yeah, I like how it says Les Mis on the top as well, if I can do it properly. Yeah. So I like that. That is going to be worn a lot. Also, the other shirt that I got, what's this one? And on the sides, I don't know if it's both of them. No, it's just the one. There is. But no, that's great. So that's great. But no, I laughed, I cheered, I cried. I was an emotional bag of humanity right there. I honestly am glad that it came to Brisbane. I'm glad that, I think they said it's their 40th anniversary, I believe. I know it's the Arena Spectacular, but I think they're hitting an anniversary as well. So being able to see it and adds that extra milestone. Being able to see this cast do so much with what they've got, amazing. But I can't wait for Sunday. I will probably be a bag of mush again. I do know that when I finally get around to reading the book, which will be sometime this year, and I'm going to make a big exciting announce about it, I'm going to be an emotional range of mush. I actually was talking to one of my co-workers about the book, and they're like, the book's 10 times worse than the movie. And I was like, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. I do have to find it funny. So when I go to stage shows, especially the stage shows that I know the soundtrack to, I'm zip tight. Like, I'm not going to sing because it's not my show. Also, you guys don't want to hear a cat being blended. Like, I'm a really bad singer. But this is the first time where I kind of broke my rule. I didn't sing out loud, but I mouthed the words and I was like, shouldn't be doing this, but I'm having fun. I was so in awe. It's incredible. If you haven't already, there is still plenty of tickets available for the next couple of nights. It does have to leave on the 1st of June, which kind of sucks, but like, short, sweet, it's well worth the watch, especially if you loved the movie. If you've seen other adaptations, this will not disappoint. While we were waiting for Ubers, which all of us are kind of talking about the show and like how incredible it was, what parts were our favorite. So that's what I love. And like, as someone who actively supports the arts and has been seeing stage shows since she could sit still in a chair, that's what I love, is walking out and being able to interact with other fans and hearing what everyone's perspective is, and hearing how people are so excited to see certain people perform, or hearing certain songs, or seeing different things. Like, I ended up sharing a car with somebody, like another passenger, and they saw the show and they said that this was like really cool to see live, and how they were excited to see Marina Pride perform. So, you know, we have our own little elements, and that's what I love about stage theatre. Like I said, I cannot wait for Sunday. It will be a bag of mush, but yay, I can now cross off Les Mis for being my bucket list, though my next goal is, if I ever travel to the UK, I hope I get a seat in UK, because like, no doubt it's going to be like 10 times more spectacular, because like, doesn't it originate from there? Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Nearly 20 minutes long, but it's well worth the wait. So enjoy the rest of your time, and don't forget to check out Les Mis while it's in Brisbane.